What's poppin', world? I hope all is well. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that bell so you get notification every time I go live, anytime I post a video. If you've been here before and you know I'm about to put that fire out, go ahead and hit that like button so we can get to the algorithm and more people can see this content. And if at any point in this video you like what you're hearing, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Let's get into this. The question for today is this: why are so many men and women single, right, in the dating market today? Why are so many single, especially the ones who watch different things on YouTube, different things on TV? Why are they single? We're going to watch a clip from King Talk from the Lapeef Network, and we're going to break this all the way down. By the way, go check those guys out. Lapeef is doing a great job. He puts out great videos, great content on a weekly basis. But like I said, let's get into this.
Hey, I want love. Here's my problem. How do you want love from a man, but you follow platforms that are structured on the demise of relationships, and they push the ideal of misandry? How do you follow platforms of women who hate men? They hate the male sex, but you say you want love from a man and you say you want relationships. I know why many people are doing this. I understand you're trying to embrace the feminist ideals, and I'm not against that. But embracing feminist deals does not equate to shunning love from men, and that's where the disconnect is. I want a man, but I'm going to surround myself and open up my spirit to women who hate men, to women who don't have the same desires as me. You want a man, but you're rejecting all forms of love and companionship from them? Make that make sense. Come on, stop following these misandrists. They're not going to get you anywhere, especially if you are wanting companionship, you are wanting that community, you are wanting love. They're not getting you anywhere, honey. And please understand that not all men are toxic. They don't all follow this toxic masculinity, and not all of them follow these destructive patriarchal norms. Many of these pages, they're keeping you single because they're projecting their negative experiences on you. But I hope this gives you all something to work with. I wish you all the best, happy healing, and happy, healthy relationships. Bye, babies.
All right, guys. So you saw that, you heard that. She basically called out things on the men's side and things on the women's side, right? As far as platforms that many men and women tend to follow that can be toxic in regards to trying to have a successful, healthy relationship with the opposite sex, right? Many channels are guilty of this, right? I remember a few years ago, I was tapped into certain platforms and I thought it was good and they spoke much truth and this, that, and the third. But at the time, I was married and I'm listening to this stuff and, I'm like, man, that's a fact. That's a fact. I'm going crazy. And my wife at the time, she didn't like hearing this stuff in the background. Now, I wasn't necessarily trying to watch it with her, but there were certain things that I was watching and she would hear it and it would just trigger all kind of things in her. She was just triggered. And even though I wasn't necessarily bringing that energy, it would just ruin like the whole mood because she would get mad and I don't want you hearing that and I don't want you listening to that. Now, I would say, but this is true. They're bragging about women like you. They're just talking down on these women over here. That's the other way. But she would still, catch offense to what was being said. So I understand what they're saying. Some of these platforms will destroy what you have. Now, I'm not saying it necessarily. I'm no longer married to her anymore. And I'm not necessarily saying it was the thing that destroyed what we had. But I just know that it did cause some riffraff within what we had. Because I was listening to certain rhetoric, and there were times where I would call certain things out that came from certain platforms within my marriage, and it was problematic. So men and women, be mindful out there to what you're listening to, what you're watching, because some of these individuals, they hate men and they hate women, and a lot of them don't have a successful relationship or marriage to lean into and say, hey, look, it's working for me. The rhetoric that they're pushing, they don't have any proof or evidence that it works at all. You see what I'm saying? Although they may speak much truth, but again, they don't have the results within their lives to really say you're going to get peace in moving this way. You're going to get peace in moving that way. And then a lot of the stuff they could be pushing could be incorrect, right? So we got to be careful, right? We got to be careful what we listen to, what we watch. We're going to watch another clip, and I'm going to let this other guy from the same network break down how this goes and how he feels about it. Let's get into this.
Podcast, they're destroying women because they clearly have been hurt. They've been cheated on. They don't have anybody, came out of bad relationships, and now they try to teach these ideals for women that you want a man, but you don't need a man. That's one of the things that I'm hearing a lot of, is that women are trying to come into these relationships with, I want him to know that I'm with him because I want to be with him, but I don't need him. So that's one area. And then it's the same exact thing on the other end with men. You're watching a lot of these guys are watching a lot of these red pill podcasts and are getting completely warped in their mind about what it means to be a man. And most of the leaders that are inside of these movements are men that you look at and they clearly don't get women. They clearly haven't been in long-term relationships, but yet they all spew out the same ridiculous talking points. Oh man, it's about getting fit. It's about showing women that you going through women and they can be on Instagram and you can be on Instagram, but they can't because you're the man, you're the leader. Like, it's just a bunch of these false narratives about what it means to be a man. At its core, that is really what it is for both of them, is false narratives on what a real woman is and then false narratives on what a real man is. And the leaders of these groups are the people that have been hurt the most. Oh, my man.
All right, guys, so you saw that, you heard that. And he makes a strong point. I believe that was Nelson. Makes a strong point. The leaders of a lot of these channels, they act like scotch free, they're good, haven't been hurt, everything's good. In a lot of cases, these are people who have been hurt the most, right? And they're spewing out all this hatred about the opposite sex, right? And we gotta be careful what we watch, what we listen to, what we push out to others, what we say to our spouse or women we go on dates with, or men y'all go on dates with, or whatever the case may be. But we got to be careful with all of that. We got to be careful with what we listen to, right? Sometimes it's easy to say, chew the meat and spit out the bones. But that's not always an easy task. So we got to be careful with how we move in regards to a lot of this information that we pumping into our brains, right? We got to be careful. We got to be careful. Men, go after women who respect you, women who honor you, women who are willing to submit to you, follow your lead, right? Women who are gonna take care of themselves, right? Take care of their bodies, take care of their hair, right? Women who are feminine, right? Don't deal with the masculine energy, right? Women who are feminine. Women, go after men who, stand on a firm foundation. Go after men who are well-grounded spiritually. Go after men who, again, are going in a certain direction financially, right? Go after men who are established. Go after men who have morals and values. Go after men who have a good mental, right? Go after men who know how to love, right? There are a lot of men and women who you all can go after, right? And have successful relationships and marriages, right? My goal is to help others get married. That is my goal. My goal is to help others get married. Because if we can build strong relationships out here, this world will slowly but surely become a better place, right? A lot of the problems that we have in the society today come from individuals who come from broken homes and come from a very problematic past. But we're going to break all of that down. But that's all I got for this video. Like this video. Share this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I can be off. And again, subscribe to the YouTube, Speech the Beast. And remember, ladies and gents, keep God first. I love you all. Be blessed.